Okay guys, for this lesson we are going to play a water cycle game, and I won't take you through actually playing the game, but before we do that, I wanted to talk about a couple of books that you're getting. They're both by Thomas Locker, and if you've never heard of the Water Dance or the Cloud Dance, these are fantastic books to read aloud. And the reason they're so fantastic is not because of the words, but because of the images in it, the different types of clouds. I know that Jeffrey mentioned earlier that there are several different types of clouds, blends of different types of the three major types of clouds, and this just shows some really great examples of those types of clouds, and really great examples of the water cycle. At that, you can see a lot of the evaporation there, and then the different types of bodies of water. So you can use your judgment on when you would like to read these books, a little bit at a time, and they're poetic. So you can also include those in your ELA unit. So you are getting those books. For the water cycle game, you have the game attached to lesson plans. And you are also getting these fantastic dice, coolest dice in the world. For this lesson, you will not need the inner dice. So if you look, there is a larger dice with a smaller dice on the inside. I know that that will come in handy with a math lesson or some other kind of lesson. Right now, you only need the outside of the dice. So how you play is each student gets a water cycle game student worksheet. And I do have each child get one of these, and then you would have them partner up. Obviously, social distancing, they would not be sitting that close. So maybe this is individual activity. You be the judge of that, but remember that's not forever. So I typically will, so student worksheet. You have a larger sample to put on the board if you would like to demonstrate how the game works, but all the kids do is each child will start out at a station. So around the classroom you will have the different places that water goes, like the plant, soil surface, we've got glaciers, rivers, clouds. So you would have these laid out all around the classroom, so that way the students could travel around the classroom. And say Jeffrey and I started out at the lake, so we would take our pen and kind of mark the lake. So we're starting out here. So you're pretty much showing a student how you are a water droplet and how you are going through the water cycle, how you travel around the earth. So we are water in a lake right now, and so we go to the lake page, and then we roll the dice. So we rolled a 4, and if you look, a 4 is the river. So what Jeffrey and I will do is we will, on our sheets, we will go from the lake, and I'm just taking an arrow from the lake and pointing to the river and putting a star there, just to show that I went from the lake to the river. There you go. And I demonstrate this with the kids before they ever start, because inevitably, if I'm not very detailed about it, you know what happens. So Jeffrey and I will go to the river, and like I said, these will be laid out, but right now we're just kind of flipping through pages. So now we're at the river. We just teleported. Would you roll the dice? He rolled a 3. So a 3 is we're going back to the lake. So the paper will tell you where to go. The kids have a really great time, so we'll just take our marker and we'll go from the river and we will point back to the lake. And what you end up with is a whole bunch of stars and arrows all over the paper. And it's funny because some kids will spend a lot of time at the lake versus other water droplets will spend most of their time in the clouds. So it's a really great way to have great conversations about how the water cycle is not just a cycle that goes the exact same way every time. You know, you could end up in an ocean if you're a water droplet, or a lake. You could end up in the soil and be there for a while, settled in the soil, or you could evaporate and go to the clouds and end up in a glacier. So the kids really enjoy hearing where everybody got stuck, so to say, and having those conversations about the water cycle. So any questions, let me know.